Race week, guys, we're heading to the jewel in the crown of Formula One, Monaco Grand Prix, and this season is the 80th running of the Monaco Grand Prix. Some of them runnings before it became the official sort of Formula One head we've seen in a historic track. And actually, some would say it lost a bit of its shine, actually, this jewel, didn't it? Not so many long ago, a lot of boring races we'd seen. But last year was absolutely epic, wasn't it? Last time out we had the crazy qualifying session with Perez crashed. We had the two Ferraris on pole. It looked like it would be, a Ferrari win. Hometown boy Charles Leclerc could have first got his, win at the Monaco Grand Prix, but it wasn't to be, was it? Disastrous strategy call from the Ferrari. We had it all in the last Monaco Grand Prix. There was rain, mixed conditions. It was absolutely brilliant. So what's in store this weekend? Well, it's the upgrade race this weekend, or will we, won't we, is what we've kind of seen. Merc are sticking to their guns. Their big upgrade package, which was due to go to Imola, obviously sadly that was cancelled. They are going ahead with it to Monaco now. The big question here is that a brave move, bold move, or is it just desperation at this? Are they so confident that they've got the right decision here? And honestly, I think it's a bit of both, but I think Monaco is probably not the ideal place they would have wanted to bring it to. They really were desperate to bring it to Imola, a traditional circuit, where you can actually compare to what you've seen last year, where Monaco, it's absolutely difficult. The circuit ramps up. It's a street circuit. Even in the evenings, the local car traffic is running over that circuit. So it re-rubbers in. The track evolution is absolutely incredible and crazy. So, it's not really a place you want to bring upgrades to evaluate how it's performing. You need to be on it. There's no room for error in Monaco, and to try and get to grips with a new car, how it will adapt to balance changes and setup changes and things like that is a big risk from Mercedes. And also the big risk of crashing, actually. These are brand new parts. They would have just come over for it. Monaco. Spain is only in a week's time, which is a traditional circuit where they test a number of times. So they're, a real place where they can evaluate how good or bad the package is. And if they crash it, either Hamilton or Rosberg in Monaco, it's easily done. Look at Perez in qualifying. Leclerc, Sainz crashed. Leclerc's had a terrible time there, isn't it? 3 crashes in his first 3 races. Last year robbed for his own teammate. He's had a dreadful time there, only Charles Leclerc. So, there's errors and mistakes. The smallest mistakes get punished in Monaco. And I think actually that's why the drivers love it. But yeah, let's see what happens with the Mercedes package, going back to that. Going off in tangents here. But yeah, so brave from Mercedes. Will it work? Won't it work? Personally, I think it's the right choice. They know the car is so bad. They need to just strap it on, get it running. They are struggling with setup and things like that with this car as it is. So why not just bung it on? And they've got 2 trusted drivers in Rosberg and Russell and Hamilton. Both don't crash very often at all. And so I think they probably feel like they're in safe hands. There's not really a rookie in there, is there, within that team? That makes them sort of mistakes, or very few anyway. So, but yeah, on the other hand, we've got Ferrari, who had upgrades. They made the big upgrade in Miami, but they had upgrades coming for Imola, but they postponed them to not bring them to Monaco, actually bringing them to Spain. They've gone for the safety approach. Don't want to ruin them parts. Same with a couple other teams, actually. AlphaTauri have a new floor, and they are still umming and ahhing about whether they bring that to Monaco. They don't want to risk damaging it and then suffering for Spain, where they won't have the parts. Alfa Romeo also in that boat, same as AlphaTauri. Again, unsure, still going to leave it to the very last minute whether they bolt these upgrades on. I think it'll ultimately depend on how far back they are once the Grand Prix at Monaco gets up and running, and then try bolt them on from practice and see how they potentially work out. But it's a hard track to evaluate your upgrade packages, because the track changes so quickly. Like you can move almost a second a lap up in as the track rubbers in around Monaco. So really difficult to say actually which direction do we go up, and especially if it's a new package, especially the one as big as Mercedes are rumoured to be bringing. A lot of pressure on, so I can see why teams are delaying. Should we not, especially here for Monaco. There was rumours for rain being forecast for the race this weekend. However, them showers now, when I recently looked like they've now turned on to potentially moving on to Monday, which is a bit of a shame, but you never know. It is close to the sea. That weather forefront could just get pushed forward. Things can change, and hopefully we might get some mixed conditions. And talking of mixed conditions, tyres. Now Pirelli are bringing their softest set of tyres for this weekend, C3, C4 and C5. But they're also bringing their new soft wet weather tyres. Now these are tyres that don't need tyre blankets to warm up and get up to operating temperature. You just bolt them on and go. So if we do get any rain and you've got cold tyres and something completely new to Formula 1, it'll be interesting to see how that one plans out, and I'd absolutely love it to happen at Monaco, because, you know, no grip, barriers every corner, and, you know, it'd be absolutely a challenge. The challenge for the drivers is already immense, and I think that's one reason why we get mixed reviews here, don't we? The drivers absolutely love it. It's an absolutely insane challenge. It's probably the shortest lap time in terms of lap time and distance that we get over the whole field, but we've got 19 corners. Yes, 19 corners for the Monaco Grand Prix, and over a minute and 10-second lap or something like that. So it's relentless, absolutely relentless. The drivers, they know they've been in a race 78 laps around Monaco. Just insane. But yeah, mixed reviews. The drivers love it, the fans, we seem to get a brilliant qualifying, and the race can be a procession. We don't see much overtaking. Not to say it doesn't happen. Obviously you still got some as you head through the tunnel and down to the Novel chicane. We often kind of see some overtakes there, and potentially into the first corner there is potential for some overtakes there, but you know, as I say, it's not very likely. And for fans, yes, yeah, last season was fantastic, but before that we've got some really quite dull, boring Grand Prix, haven't we, at Monaco? Drivers have tipped this as, you know, Alonso saying this is the one race where he thinks that Aston Martin can win. Could we get a surprise? You know, this is the race where we think we might get someone else winning rather than another Red Bull 1-2. You know, that's 4 we've seen out of the first 5 Grand Prix, so potential here. A lot of key teams sort of pushing this as one where they could win it. Ferrari good in the slow corners. You don't get many medium, or there's no fast corners or nothing fast around Monaco. Sort of you get some medium speed corners, but Ferrari have been good around there, even better than the Red Bulls in some slow corners that we've seen through the various races so far. There's potential for some upset. Aston Martin must have something up their sleeve, but I think they'll struggle because their one lap pace hasn't been great, and in race conditions has been fantastic. But as I said, Monaco is all about qualifying, generally speaking. Yes, last year was an exception, and we've seen the odd time a pole sitter doesn't win, but normally that's just got beaten off the lights by second place. But you know, that could still happen. But is that Aston Martin going to be fast enough around one lap? I'm not so sure, but Ferrari really could. You know, Charles Leclerc has probably hopefully got all his bad luck out of the season already on early doors. He's had a terrible start to the season. He's hopeful he can turn it around at Monaco, where he's had a tough time his home race. For me, it's going to be the tip to be the surprise winner if he can make it around. That is, it's been a disaster for him, hasn't it, recently? But yeah, all looking forward to it. Some big surprises to see what Mercedes looks like now. Will it have some side pods again? They've said there's going to be a big change in terms of the bodywork. They are going to change from what they are, but it's not going to be what we've seen already, like you say, with Ferrari and Red Bull. So let's see what the surprise is there. Let's see what the other teams do. They don't. Ferrari said they're not bringing upgrades, but they've been quick on slow medium corners, so probably don't need to. Let's see if they can stick it on pole and we can get a fantastic weekend at Monaco. Finally back in some action for a double header, Monaco and Spain. But yeah, not long to go for the Monaco Grand Prix. Thanks for watching. Watch out for the next video, which will be the qualifying and race review. Please like, subscribe and comment as always. Thanks for watching.